All right, yo. Oh, sorry. This is part 4. This might be 5. I think it's 4. But I wanted to say something, and I just remember this. Here's my theory. I have a theory involving white women. Because they've always been, especially if you check the history, especially during slavery days, white women are like America's prized possession. Like, and I get it, during feminism, they didn't want to be treated like a porcelain doll, to always be protected and stuff like that. They wanted to be liberated and be their own person. As far as I can guess. But, yo, people, the only reason why I mention this is why people love their white women is because sometimes white women live in this bubble of privilege, and it's just stuff I've seen. Like, they'll be so happy and aloof and almost childlike, and you say hi to them, they say, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, and that's just something. Like, if you've lived in the black community, like in my personal experience, when I went to Wisconsin, I seen a bunch of nice white women. Now, mind you, I met some mean white women too. You know, look like your blonde hair, blue eyed, and they were mean. You know, I met some mean white girls too. But you know, as you grow up and get older, and you know, you go through your puberty phase, you're gonna be like, you know, you get some positive attention. You know, you see they're girls, you know, so if you're a dude, you know, you take care of yourself and you're trying to be a capable, impressive male, you're male, so you might get some attractive women that's like looking at you and smiling hard, and you know, because she's a woman, any woman who find you impressive and attractive will be goofy like that. It's just biology, you know. But I wanted to say partially because with white women in this, they're in their position in America, which is something sometimes I have to say, like, come on now. Like, they say, "Oh, we got to fight against these white men." I'm like, come on now. You know you should know your history, but that's part of the issue, is that they live so naive that even when they're fighting against the patriarchal system, they forget that the patriarchal system involves them. So they can live aloof and happy and just, you know, well, you know, they can live like that. And it's, you know, it is what it is. But it's just based off my experiences around them, and you know, it's nothing personal. It's just stuff I've seen. You know, a sense of naivete, and if you leave in the black community, you face that dysfunction, you'll think some type of way about them, because they don't have this defensiveness about them. They come to you, they talk to you, they say, "Hey, how you doing?" They have conversation, and they don't like jeer back unless they like, you know, the mean girls. And you know, again, that's based off your personality, and that stuff is definitely personality too, but it also could be coupled, again, racism, and race makes things far more complicated in America. But yeah, it's just kind of like, I just have noticed this white girl aloofness, and it's just I think when they date a black man, it really pulls them back from that a little bit, because they see stuff that they haven't had to see. Now, mind you, actually, let me tell you something. When it comes down to racism, please understand this. Race, and this is gonna be somewhat contrary to the movies you've seen about racism. Racism is not the scary boogeyman who says, "Oh, I hate everybody, and I especially hate black people." That's not racism. That's a goofy cartoon character. What racism really looks like is your friends and family that love you and they treat you nice because you are of the same race, but they got some offhanded comments. Again, these are like little taglines of it. Offhanded comments. They got little jokes, jeering jokes, especially when they feel safe. Reminds me of Mick Foley when he was talking about Hulk Hogan. And he said this pretty openly, like, you know, if you went around your white buddies and you feel safe, then you go say some reckless stuff, some extra stuff. And the concept in and of itself is pretty, you know, it's pretty much in-house stuff, you know. If you with your boys, and you know you're safe, you don't say some real crazy stuff, you know. And that doesn't make it right, but it happens. Which I'm not even get into that. But when you finally, if you date a black man, you bring him, you notice your family starts acting particularly strange. You know, you notice. Now, mind you, in the past I've dated a white woman. She was, you know, and her family's pretty accepting. And I could talk about that, but I'm not going to talk about it on this video. But you'll notice that your family members might be acting a little funny, like, you know. And you'll notice, I'm sorry, this is why I roll my eyes at like American Christianity sometimes, even as a Christian myself, because these American conservative Republican Christians, they have some very, very stiff-necked rules. Let's just say this, some stiff rules, and stiff-necked expectations. So you'll notice, like, oh my gosh, you know, some offhanded compliments, you know, and then I try not to take it serious, take it too personally, because I'm like, when I was younger, I noticed that when I was in Walker Shaw, I noticed they was curious about my hair. At the time, I had my hair I grew my hair out, and so they were curious about my hair, and I had my hair out a little bit. I miss it because I had my hair out, man. I had a perm. Did I have a perm? No, I didn't have a perm. I think I just had my hair braided. But yeah, I missed it. I missed it, man. I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm like going back in time. But yeah, you notice some honest and sincere curiosity. You know. Now, I'm not a black woman, so I'm joking. But and I'm definitely still not a black woman, but still, you know, let them touch my hair and all that, because I'm like, I get it. You're curious. You haven't seen a black person. This is your chance, you know. And I'm not saying like, you know, I'm gonna exhibit a petting zoo or anything. I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm young. You're young. We're not gonna take this personally. You know, if you've never seen a black person, I mean, you know, fine. It's whatever, you know. And it's not a negative experience, you know, so long as they don't start telling you, hey, what's up, you know, start saying weird stuff, you know, then it's cool, you know. And I had a fairly decent experience. It's its own thing, but oh yeah. You'll notice a different a tone change, and I noticed because for some women who have been like in interracial dating, they've mentioned it, like, you know, I've dated this guy, I've dated this black dude, and my parents didn't approve of him, and they didn't want me dating this black dude. And yeah, it's an interesting aspect on the other woman's side, because she learns like, yo, they love me. And of course they're gonna love you. They're gonna love their own. You're their own, you know. But racism looks different, and this is partially why people say, I don't see it. I don't know what's going on, because if you live in a system that is conditioned and cultivated for your sake, for your likeness, you're not gonna see it to other people because it's not directly affecting you. And this is partially why whenever I try to speak about it, I try to understand why they don't directly see it, but we directly see it. I spend me a good amount of time, and this is why I learned about stuff like biases and implicit bias and stuff like that, because these are all subconscious things that affect us, and they change our outlook on things like the Pygmalion effect, and like the self-sabotaging thing. All these things are subconscious. So when you see this stuff and you learn about it, it's not saying that, oh, you're a bad person, da, 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 da. It's the fact that the foundations of America have faulty ground, and they leak through our society. And if you live in this bubble, this cultural bubble of suburbia, you'll almost never see it. And it's no wonder that you say, hey, I don't believe this stuff is out there. Come on now. Why are you guys constantly talking about this? Didn't we do enough? And whatever. Like you'll hear a lot of like exhaustion, but you won't see where it's coming from, because it's almost like a phantom. It's like a phantom to you, but like a physical apparition to us. That might have been a what do you call it, oxymoron, a physical apparition. But I hope you know what I mean. Like it's like a thing it's like a semi-permeable barrier. You can go through, but I probably can't. And it's it's just noise, like seeing this stuff, like it's crazy. I think I'm done. I think that's all I got for